Good morning, and welcome back to another page in the Angler's Diary. Thank you for joining me, and we're exploring today. My pal Dave and I, Dave's away up the bank a bit, are exploring on the big river. We've come to a piece of the river neither of us have fished before. We're not even sure just how prolific it is in terms of pike, which is what we're fishing for. I have to say, if I look a bit flustered, it's because I've walked further than normally I would walk, and I've got a right dab on, as they say. Yeah, we've come to a completely new stretch, and the first reaction is it looks as if it could be pikey, but having now put both rods in, what I've learnt is it's very shallow. The rod in what would normally be the margin is in 2 feet of water. The rod that's a third of the way across is in nothing more than 3 feet of water, so it looks like it is a deep, slow stretch of water, but in fact it's very shallow, and frankly I'm not that confident. Usual arrangement: 2 rods, float ledgered, sardine on one, headless herring on the other, and we'll just have to give it a go. The plan is, having walked this far, is to fish our way back, so that we get to have a look at as much of the new stretch as is possible. I'll be back if anything interesting happens. Well, there was something there in barely 2 feet of water. It just shows you what I know. I think it might still be there. Shows you what I know, in barely 2 feet of water. That's a nice fish. 8.5 pounds, and a beauty. Unfortunately, it would have been 9.5 pounds if it hadn't coughed up a good £1 brown trout. Still, obviously a greedy fish, but as I say, I wasn't at all confident in that position where that float was. It just shows you what I know. Let's get it back. I think it's ready to go. Well, that was interesting. Now it's gone and sulked. I don't know whether you'll be able to see this. The sort of yes, as I was saying, it was sulking. Move number one, fish number two. Slightly bigger, will not be far off 10 pounds that, I reckon. Lovely. Fantastic. Swim number three. A bit more flow in this one. Okay, this is swim number four on a pretty featureless stretch of bank, to be honest. Somehow always feels more comfortable if you're fishing next to a overhanging bush or something. Anyway, as I say, a pretty featureless piece of bank. However, one major feature in the water, and that is a very large back eddy. I don't know whether you'll be able to pick it up on the camera. The main flow is right down the middle of the stretch, and at the moment I'm fishing in water that is flowing upstream. So, you know, that's about as classic a possibility as you can get, he said. Right then, into the last hour. The sun's getting low now and the light will start and fade fairly shortly. I must admit, for the last while I've been umming and ahhing about whether I should try and squeeze in another move, or whether I should stay here and fish the fading light in this eddy, and I think that's what I've decided to do. It is a good feature, I have to say. It does look right for a fish, and perhaps as the light goes, you never know, might get one. So sticking it out. Well, that's it. Nothing more to report. Two fish from a new stretch, and so I'm quite pleased with that, to be honest, because you never know what you when you go exploring new water, you're never quite sure what you're going to do, and to get two fish, it's quite promising. And frankly, I mean, Dave managed one, but he was saying earlier, you know, it's positive enough to be able to think about coming back again. So yeah, not a bad day. I've quite enjoyed it. Unfortunately, we've been entertained for the last hour by a murmuration of starlings. I don't know whether you can hear the noise in the background. It's just amazing. Sadly, they didn't come near enough to be able to get it on camera, but impressive, I think is the best word. So if you've watched this one this far, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. It'll be more pike fishing next, I'm sure, although as to where, I'm not quite sure. But until then, thanks for watching this one. Bye for now.